So we are in a new country. We are in Scotland. We rented a camper van and we plan on camping throughout Scotland for 2 weeks with our family. This is something we've never done before. We've always wanted to get into camping.
Yes.
And so we felt like Scotland is a great place to start.
We are also meeting my best friend from home, Katie and her family. We will be traveling with them for the first part of our trip. So we are so excited with what we're gonna see with them.
If you've been watching our videos before, you can probably recognize her from our Oktoberfest video.
Yes,
She went
yeah.
to Oktoberfest on opening day with us last year. I'll put the link above for that video if you want to check that out.
We have seen so many videos and pictures of Scotland on YouTube and Instagram. We are so excited to get to see these sights in real life and not just from photos and videos.
So far, our travels have gone smoothly, although traveling and flying with 2 car seats and all these bags has been kind of crazy.
Yes, very challenging, very challenging.
So we picked up the camper van yesterday and we drove to the Isle of Skye. So that's where we are here today. We also filmed our first time driving here in the UK. So you can check out that video.
Yep.
I will link that also. So far, we have been absolutely blown away by the scenery and the landscapes here in Scotland. It is so unique, like nothing we have seen before.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible.
Yeah, I told Lucas yesterday that like my soul is so happy. It is just, you can't be upset here. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's been hard driving because I just want to look around and see everything, but I can't. I have to focus on the road.
This video is going to be about all the things you can do here in the Isle of Skye.
So now we just got here to the Eileen Donut Castle, and tickets were £11 per adult, and children 6 and under were free.
This is our first castle that we're checking out here in Scotland, so we are super excited. Another thing about Scotland that has surprised me is the amount of lakes there are. As we're driving, we just have passed so many of these beautiful lakes. It really makes me just want to get a canoe or a paddleboard and just go paddling out on this beautiful lake. Okay, so we just finished checking out the castle. It was really cool. They had it set up like it would be back in the time when someone lived there. You couldn't film inside the castle, so we weren't able to get any footage of the inside. We definitely think this is worth a stop if you're driving through this area. It is so beautiful and it is in a gorgeous setting.
Okay, so on our way to the Isle of Skye, we found this really cool seafood restaurant. It's like a little shack, and they're famous for this soup. It's called the Cullen Skink soup. It's like a seafood creamy soup, so I'm gonna try that. And Maria got an awesome haddock wrap. Okay, here we go. Wow, that's really good. You have the potatoes in there. It is really creamy. It almost tastes like, oh, there's a little bit of like a smoky taste to it too. But that's very delicious.
We just finished eating here at the Fisherman's Kitchen and it was awesome. It was so good. The wrap I had was very fresh. The filet was like so huge and it had like a pesto mayo. Oh, it was just so yummy. How was your soup?
It was wonderful. It was so creamy, but yet it had like potatoes and onions and like smoked salmon. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I tasted it and it was so good. I wish I had my own bowl. It was so yummy. So you have to stop here on your way to Skye. We are here at the Melt Falls and the Kilt Rock. It is so gorgeous. It is our first stop here at the Isle of Skye and it is so beautiful.
Yeah, the cliffs are just so large and so rugged and they're really cool. So I got to fly my drone and hopefully I'll include some of the drone footage of the waterfall and also the cliffs. So not too far from the Milt Falls is another attraction, which is called Brothers Point. And this is an overlook that's right on the edge of the cliff. And one cool thing is that you get to walk through the pastures with all the sheep. This is just incredible. You have the ocean and the waves crashing on your left, and you have the cliffs and the sheep in the just grazing right here in the grass. This is awesome.
Okay, now I see why everyone is crazy about Scotland. This place is magnificent.
So supposedly here at Brothers Point, you can find some dinosaur footprints. So we're gonna look for ourselves and see if we can find them.
What is it, Griffin?
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur footprint. It's pretty cool.
They said there's other places like that. So these are the footprints that we found. If you agree with us, leave a comment below. If you think they're not real, let us know too.
Now this is why we chose to camper van here in Scotland. First, we are gonna go hike the Old Manor Store. All right, so we're starting the hike. It is about a 3-hour round trip, they predicted. So we will see how long it takes us. The midges are bad this morning. If you can't see them, they are covering us. So we're gonna get going. Okay, so there are 2 trail loops you can take, it looks like. The Old Man of Store Trail or the Store Interpretive Trail. We're gonna take that one. Well, I'm already blown away by this hike, and we've only been going probably for about 5 minutes. So this is gonna be an awesome hike. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty tough, but we have finally made it to where we can see the Old Man of Store. So I think we're getting a little closer. As you can hear, I am very out of breath, but you know, carrying this wee one, weans is what they call it here. I'm just going a little slower, but man, it's just great going slow too, because you can just take in all these beautiful views. We got to some stairs. Now we have to go all the way up so we can get a cool view of the Old Man of Store. This hike is very challenging. It's pretty much straight up the whole way to the top. So I think we're going to that big mound over there with tons of people on it. We still have to go all the way that way. But here is there it is. We made it to the top to see the Old Man Store, and oh my gosh.
It's so beautiful.
It is awesome. This is Katie. We finally got to meet up with them on the hike, but we made it.
I think that the rock formations are just so different and so unique from the rest of the scenery. It just makes such a dramatic view.
Also, we did the hike with our 4-year-old son and our 5-month-old baby, so it is very doable with kids. We saw tons of people with backpack carriers, so you could definitely do it with your children. Okay, so after going to the top to see the beautiful view of the rocks formations, we are actually gonna hike around the back side of the rock formations, and you can do a rock scramble to the top where you can stand between the two. I'm not gonna do it with the baby. Our friends already did it because they got here earlier than us, so we're gonna go check it out now. So you guys know that we live in Germany, and when we hike, We see some pretty cool stuff, but man, this is just so cool. But another thing that's so different about here is there are tons of sheep, and in Germany, there are tons of cows. So when we hike in Germany, we just walk by all these cows with these bells and they're mooing, but here you see all the fluffy white sheep and they're baaing, and it's just so cool. And it's such a cool difference between the two countries.
So now we're at the Quirang viewpoint, and the road to get up here is very narrow and pretty windy and kind of scary. There are also some hiking trails that lead you along the ridgeline.
We just didn't have time to do that hike. It looked really cool. Just didn't make time to do it. And especially after that Old Man of Store hike, we are beat.
The roads A 855 and A 87 make a scenic driving loop around the upper part of the Isle of Skye, and we would definitely recommend that.
We are now in the town of Ferry, heading to Ferry Glen. We made a pit stop at the galley, and we're gonna get some seafood and see what else they got to eat.
So we stopped at this little cafe for lunch, and they had a soft drink on the menu that I've never seen before. This is Iron Brew. Supposedly this is a Scottish soft drink, so we're gonna try this for the first time. Oh, it's orange.
Orange? Thought it would be like cola.
It does have orange.
Ooh, that's true.
Cool. Okay, so it's orange.
No.
Tastes like Big Red.
Big Red?
Yeah.
What?
Like a cream soda.
Like a bubble gum, almost cream soda.
What?
Yeah, that's what it tastes like.
I smelled it before I drank it, and it smells just like Big Red. Yep. You guys gotta get one. It's good though. It's really good. It's actually surprisingly yummy. Yeah, good. We just finished eating at the restaurant. It was really yummy. Now we are gonna head to the Ferry Glen.
The Ferry Glen is a beautiful and mystical landscape with cone-shaped hills, boulders, ponds, and a rock formation that looks like a castle ruin. Legend has it this is where the fairies live. So we just found a place to pull off for the night, and it has some awesome views of the mountains. I think we're gonna try to make some dinner in the camper, and I'm gonna try to fly my drone before the sun sets. So today is our last day here on the Isle of Skye. So we're gonna check out this harbor town of Portree and walk around. I think we're gonna stop and try to get a scone and some coffee or tea.
As we're walking through this town of Portree, there are so many cute little shops and just a ton of cafes that you can just stop and have a cup of coffee and do a little bit of shopping. Okay, so this place is famous for their fruit scone, so we're gonna give that a try now.
That is so good. That is definitely the best scone I've ever had.
So good. I like the top that's crunchy on top and the inside's like super fluffy. So good. Okay, we got the fruit scone, a shortbread round, a millionaire bar, which is a shortbread with caramel and chocolate. That might be for later. And Griffin got a donut, and we got a sausage roll. The donut Griffin got is the Iron Brew, like the soda we got yesterday at the Ferry restaurant. It looks pretty tasty. Can't wait to try it. How's the sausage roll?
Delicious.
It looks so good. Save me some.
I'm getting this donut to try.
Okay. How is it?
Good.
It looks so yummy. We are here at the Oyster Shed in Carbost, and we're gonna have some lunch with our friends. They did a distillery tour this morning at Talisker, so we are gonna enjoy some oysters and see what else they got.
So the Talisker Distillery is really close to here on the Isle of Skye. So if you're interested in Scotch, that's a place you may want to check out when you're here.
Yeah. Of course, here at the Oyster Shed, their main thing is the oysters, but we did not go with the oysters this time. I got the dressed crab with chips, Lucas got the king prawns with chips, and we got the lobster soup. The food at that Oyster Shed was delicious. I had the dressed crab and it was so good, and Lucas got the shrimp and it was so tasty. Our friends, you know, got the oysters and they said that they were the best oysters they have ever had. So if you're ever in that area, you have got to go to the Oyster Shed. Now we're at the Dunvegan Castle. We are gonna check that out and we might get to do a boat ride to see some seals. We purchased our tickets to the castle. They were $16 for an adult. Griffin was free, but now we are gonna head straight to the boat dock to do the seal tour because they told us to go ahead and get that done because the last boat goes out at 4:30. The prices for the seal ride is $12 for adults and $9 for children, and kids 5 and under are free. Sharon had to wear a life jacket. You look so cute though. Gonna go see some seals. They're out there, see them? They don't have a playground like I thought, but they do have an interactive children's trail that we can walk along, and we're gonna check it out and see what Griffin can do. Okay, now we're gonna head into the castle and check it out. So we are able to take some videos in this castle. Usually we're not allowed to, so this is really cool that we're able to take some videos and show you guys. We just finished checking out the castle. It was really cool. It was a self-guided tour. You just walk through all the rooms and get to see all the cool artifacts. It was very homey in there. It didn't feel like a cold, dank, castle. You know what I mean? Like, That's what I always thought these castles were like just kind of cold and just stones. But it was really cool seeing all the furnishings in the castle.
So we really enjoyed the boat ride. It was so cool to see the seals. Right now they are changing, I guess, their fur from like a brown color to more of like a
Silver.
silver color.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool to see. Also, we got to see some of the different birds, and it's also nice to see the castle from the water.
Yeah, I'm really happy Truett got to go with us on it. At first, I was very, very hesitant with him in that life jacket, but he did great on that boat ride.
So next, we're gonna check out a place here on the Isle of Skye that is not as popular. This is called Talisker Bay Beach. So there's not a ton of parking, but you have to park on this small road and then walk about a mile or like 3/4 of a mile to get to the beach. I'm not even there yet, but I can already tell this is gonna be gorgeous because I can see the waterfall coming off the cliff off in the distance. All the sheep are out here grazing, and it is already so beautiful. So this is super cool. This beach is so beautiful. It doesn't have sand, it's a lot of rocks, but I'm gonna try to send up my drone and see if I can get some good aerial footage. So right before leaving the Isle of Skye, we did stop and check out the Sligachin Bridge, I think that's what it's called. But there's like some cool cascades and this really old stone bridge that's there. So also here at the bridge is the sculpture of John Mackenzie and Norman Colley, who together were mountain guides and mapped and summited a lot of the peaks here in this area. So we're finishing up our time here in the Isle of Skye, and we have been so impressed by this island.
Yes.
So we've gotten to see a lot of stuff, but there's still so much that we didn't get to see. We didn't get to go to the ferry pools.
No.
I'm sure there's tons of other places.
Yeah, but that's always good because we can always say it's for next time. So
next, we're gonna head to the Braemar Highland Games, and they are supposedly the premier Highland Games in all of Scotland. So we'll see you in the next video.